First though, our top story tonight, a chilling warning from Victorian police to their own ranks and to the public. The possibility of all-out war between two of the country's biggest rival bikie gangs, the Hells Angels and the Bandidos. Following the shooting of a senior gang member, police in Melbourne went public late this afternoon, warning that a violent feud is brewing. Well, Sarah Arbo is following the story for us in Melbourne tonight. Sarah, pretty dramatic statements from the police. What's led them to this point?
Good evening, Hamish. Well, police say they have two main reasons for this. In the past 24 hours, they've received intelligence, which they've put out in an email to officers, and they've said to those officers to be wary of any contact they have with gang members because of a war that could be brewing between two rival gangs, the Bandidos and the Hells Angels. Now, this intelligence has come in the past 24 hours, but it follows the shooting on Friday night of notorious Sergeant of Arms of the Bandidos, Toby Mitchell. Now, he had 30 gunshots fired at him. He was injured as well as a fellow Bandidos club member. Now, this is the second attempt on Mitchell's life. In 2011, he was shot at 5 times and was in hospital for several months, weeks on life support. Now, it's this most recent shooting that police believe could spawn a retaliation. Here's what the Assistant Commissioner had to say earlier today.
We're concerned about violence, retaliation, a whole range of things, and we don't know how it'll play out. These feuds, I think we've seen it in Sydney and in other states, they can become quite open public brawls where firearms are used, abduct people, some of the other members off the streets, murder, torture. A whole range of things can happen with these people.
Sarah, we know that the police were warning their own ranks to be alert, but how specific were the warnings for the public?
Well, they have warned the public that this could potentially spill out onto the streets of Melbourne. Of course, we've seen this kind of action happen interstate. In Sydney, there have been numerous shootings, drive-by shootings that have played out on public streets. And this is the kind of violence that Victoria Police are trying to avoid and are warning the public about. Now, they have received intelligence suggesting that some of the violent members of the gangs in Sydney have been infiltrating the Victorian clubs, and they believe this could be adding to the threat. Now, as a result, they have launched Operation Resound. They say this is a pooling of resources which will enable them to have greater ability to keep an eye on these violent gang members. They have moved to warn the public, or they have reminded the public, I should say, of their increased police presence.
We're not going to stand back on this. They will be aggressive in terms of policing, investigations, and also road policing and any other type of disruption we can put in place.
Well, we don't have a time frame on when, where or how this could play out, but police say they are working with their interstate colleagues as well as the federal police should this escalate on a national scale. Now, they are stepping up their presence, as we've heard, but they'll also reminding the public to keep alert, and if they do come across any suspicious behaviour or if they hear anything, to come forward to police with information. Hamish.
Sarah Arbo live in Melbourne for us tonight.